Hello, everyone. Good evening. It is still September 26th. I'm on for the second time today. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you all for being here. It's so sweet that you guys join me once again.
Everyone. Good evening.
Whoa. Hold on a second. I hear some back noise. Okay, I'm back. So the other room was playing the show, so we can't have that. But hey, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about, this is the second week. So this is the talk about the inner child. So a lot of you already know about the inner child, how to heal it. And I have some things I pulled out of my journal that I'm going to share with you guys. So since this show was created to help with inner work and how to kind of dissect what's still there, what's still kind of lingering from your wounds, from deep past. So we're going to do that. We'll get into that. We're also going to pull cards before we end the show. So if you guys do have a few questions, you can throw them in the chat. So before we end, we're going to shoot for around 30 minutes for this show. So not too long. And yeah, I'll pull some of your questions. A little reminder, and I see someone in the chat. I see Maggie out there. Maggie, I will see you in Branson. And so I do want to share screen with that real quick. So thank you all who are coming. I know we all touched base today. So we touched base to make sure everyone's confirmed. And it's going to be a great, great time. I'm just so excited. So that's next week. So there won't be a night show next Thursday because Friday I have to leave early and flying out to Missouri. But I'm really excited and I can't wait to see you guys. So thank you all who have signed up and you're coming and confirmed. Appreciate it so much. It's going to be a great time. It's beautiful there. And fall, perfect fall weather, I've heard. Great temperatures. So looking forward to that. And welcome everyone. We've got Palmy's mommy out there, Pharaoh of Wands. Shout out to Pharaoh of Wands. We did a reading yesterday, crystal ball reading. So stay tuned for that. A lot of my readings, so the live one-on-ones, they're going to be with your permission. Pharaoh of Wands gave me full permission. So you will see footage of that. I'm going to upload some footage. And also Marilyn, shout out to Marilyn if she's here. Maybe she'll watch later, but I met with her today. She's also going to be aired on the show. So I'm going to put that together and get my producing skills together and put a video all edited and with certain things in it that were highlights of the readings so you guys can experience. If you've never had a one-on-one reading or you're kind of skeptical about that crystal ball behind me, well, both of them, it's really fun. It's very interesting and you do get different downloads. Now, I do have to mention Marilyn I met with today. We did a one-on-one. She, so what she did was she purchased the gold cards months back, May 22nd, they were debuted, right? So anyway, arcanashores.net, that's where you can find all this stuff. But anyways, where I'm going with this is you get a reading with that. So she used her time with her one-on-one reading to basically, she impressed me big time. So I'm like, can I use this video to show everyone? Because what she did was she I don't know, she is very good. She can just tune in right away. She honored my cards and started pulling cards. She pulled cards for me and obviously pulled cards for her too, but she read me and using my cards, picking up the information coming into her, just like I've been telling you guys. That's why they were designed, and it was beautiful to see it actually just working with someone other than myself. And so she was pulling in information, really tapped in, trusting herself to deliver the answers to me. There's a very funny answer that came through, and I'm gonna post it once I get it all together. But wow, hilarious. But she pulled it, she read it, and boom, it was there. The answer is there. So I'm really excited. And any of you that want to have the one-on-ones, and you're okay with me sharing the highlights, not the whole thing, because that's too much, but highlights, totally, you guys, it's all cool. We can do that. It's fun. So anyways, we're going to get into it. Let's talk about some, now I'm going to get serious. Not really, never serious. And that's actually part of healing the inner child. So if we're too serious all the time, we are kind of neglecting who we truly are deep down, our essence of our inner child. So we don't want to live life too serious, right? We want to have fun. We want to make our work life fun, because then it's not work anymore. It's a passion. It's something we love. We want to make our relationships fun. Never too serious. Seriousness can turn into controlling, can trigger some people and triggers are a thing that reflect what is an inner wound that you need to heal. So we never want to trigger. We don't intend to trigger anyone, right? When we get a little serious. But it is actually a gift if you do, because you are going to help that person eventually. They will recognize, they might not in the moment because the ego takes over, and then they turn into a bully usually. We're going to get into that too. And we all know the patterns because we're all spiritual beings living a human experience. We have all been certain characters, different characters, maybe all of them. Shoot, I have a lot of Gemini in me. I've been tons of different characters, okay? So we all have experienced in many relationships, right, in our lives. Most of us have had more than one. Now, come on, relationships. So, but they're beautiful. This is exactly something that's in my journal. So this is something to address about your adult issues, even clarity. If you feel like you don't have clarity around certain things in your life, or you feel lost, there's something still pending from your childhood, from your younger self. All right. So adult issues that we experience, they root from childhood, and we must break all the cycles. And I did write starting today in my journal. So that's just how it is. Relationships of all kinds help us and reflect our wounds and teach us value and worth. So true. Even the worst relationship maybe that you were in. You guys all witnessed the worst one that I had. The one earlier this year. It was very short-lived. I don't even call it a relationship, but it was just I don't know what that was, but that was crazy. It was something that reflected a lot about myself. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. I am worth way more than this. No, I'm out of here. So it was a universal test. The universe will test you. We'll put repeat characters in your life. So for instance, an example, if a person grows up in a family, dysfunctional, broken family, they like to say, right? So that person, let's say, has a narcissist father. We'll use a father. Sorry, guys. So we'll use a narcissist father, okay? So this girl grows up. He pretty much abandoned her at some point. He goes off. He was controlling, but then abandons her. So she'll grow up and she will meet the same kind of guys, same kind of men. But this does happen because it's the universe, it's our angels, it's our guides trying to teach, trying to help, so that you see the reflection. And you do eventually, it might take a few. For me, it took quite a few to actually learn some lessons, because I like to have fun. I have fun. I ignore red flags. Typical. That was the old me, but not anymore. So I would outweigh it. Fun, red flags, and stop all the fun. Wow, that doesn't sound good. But that's what I would do. So anyways, getting back to the story. So the girl will always, typically meet the same type of character, because that's kind of who she was raised by. It's a conditioning. She was conditioned. She was also broken down. Her spirit was broken down. Her confidence, her self-esteem, her beauty. She may have been told to shut up a lot. She may not have had freedom of expression. That's a lot like the deep cult, isn't it? Sounds like a lot of that. A lot of parents are that way. A lot of friends can do that too. A lot of just anyone can do this, but we need to correct it, and now that we are evolving and all of us are just growing together as a collective, this is going to go away. I have faith in humanity that we are going to conquer all of this stuff. This is not even, so are the cute little ones out there that are going to grow up. I wish for them, and I sense that a lot of these issues are going to go away. Yes, of course, there's families that are still toxic and may create these wounds in these little ones, but I have faith that they're going to be so strong, and groups and collectives like us can help them and can help them see it before it brings too much pain to their lives. So it is about the children as well and the future. Letting go of anger, find forgiveness, understand that you were not at fault for the actions, the words of others. They were only projecting their own insecurities on you. That's something we talk about all the time. Now, here's some journal prompts. If you, I know some of you have the journals and you want to do this, so you might have to play it back if you want, or if I don't keep it up there long enough. But do you see the child you once were as a victim? Now, there are some individuals out there that still will talk about themselves, like, oh, when I was 4, this happened. So-and-so did this and that and this and that. And I've just never been the same. I've always been this way because of that. Because this happened to me, this is why I act this way, and this is why I do these things. So, but what you're doing is you're creating that as your identity, and that's not what you want to do. You want to get away from that. You don't want to identify yourself based on what happened to you. And I know it's kind of cliche. We hear it all the time. It's not what happened to you, but it happened for you. But it's very true. So that's why I'm repeating it. But how do you see that younger version of yourself, the little girl in you or the little boy in you? How do you identify him or her now? Do you still see her as a victim right now? Is she your excuse to why you do certain things right now? Also, what is the identity of your younger self? Okay. What is your view? What is your identity of yourself now? So your grown-up version, if you had him or her sitting at a table with you, like at this table right here, how would you talk to him or her? How would you tell him or her about, what you should look out for and what you've learned thus far to here, right now, where you are right now in your life? What would you, and that's something you should write down. That is in my book as well. But I didn't want to open up all of because it could get boring, It could get pretty boring if I go in detail and tell you everything I wrote in my book. Now that will be, because this whole series of these shows it's the prelude to the book I'm releasing next spring. So you will get more inside information. But personally, I think it would kind of be a little bit of a boring show if I went on and on and on about my own life. So I'm not doing that. I want you are the whole reason why I'm doing this. So I want you to use the journal prompts that you see on the screen if you want to. I'm never telling you what to do. But how would you talk to him or her, your younger self, if you're sitting at a dinner table? And what would you tell her? What would you tell him? And here's another thing here. Sorry if I'm going too fast, but I'm just going through it. Here we go. So what were the expectations of you as a child? This is a big one. This can go pretty deep too for those of you that maybe grew up, working early in your age, maybe age 8, you just started working really young. Maybe you didn't go to public school and you like myself. I went to public school till about middle school. And yeah, because there are a lot of people there that I was getting in fights and stuff. So yeah, there were reasons why. But I did, as a Capricorn, it looked better to work. So my mom said, hey, you want to work, and just work with me every day? And of course, sure. What Capricorn is going to say no to that? So yes, absolutely. It gets me out of some trouble. Not all trouble, because then I got in trouble at home. But I did work very good with my, now I didn't really like school, but I knew I had to do the work. I do love to learn. So even though I didn't believe what I had to learn, I knew I had to do it because Monday, this lady is going to test me. So I had to go to a teacher every Monday, and she had to test me to make sure I knew that I was studying all week, and I ended up graduating a year early. So I did pretty well. I was very motivated to get it done. So the expectations of myself as a child, pretty high. I kept it pretty high because I had a great mom that was very, teaching me work ethic. She was teaching me business, even though I didn't really know she was. But because I was observing, I was seeing interaction with the public. I was seeing how money was handled, even though sometimes I got made fun of by my sibling and my mom sometimes about because I'm the youngest, so I did have to work the little checkout system sometimes. So yeah, I messed up. I was a kid, but I messed up, and I did get made fun of a couple of times, but that's okay. It built my strength. It did. I got stronger. So expectations as a kid, I kept them pretty high. But the downside to that is it created within myself, so I'm not blaming anyone, but what that created, because the expectations, I felt I had to be perfect, and then I got too afraid. I got scared of screwing up. Shoot, if I count this lady's change back, I screw it up again. Am I going to hear laughing back there? Yes, I will. And shaming, possibly. So I, kind of created that fear within myself. So that's why I don't blame anybody. I kind of did that to myself because I was afraid of the reactions if I were to screw up again, And then I would become, and this is vulnerable. I wasn't even going to do this, but here we go. I would just get kind of shaky and anxiety, and I would get this kind of shake. My hands would kind of shake. I would be so nervous that I'm about to screw up with this customer, giving them their change back or whatever. So it was just crazy. But anyways, it can, if you're too hard on yourself, even as a child, how are you now as an adult? Are you still pretty hard on yourself? Are you afraid of being made fun of or judged? That can happen to you as well. So it's it's your remembrance, it's your memory as well. So we got to heal that. You have to heal your memory and realize exactly what that was. And for my case, I know it's kind of funny, but for my case, it was just my own self creating this. This is what's going to happen. They're going to make fun of you if you screw this up. So it just made me so scared to even do it. And I didn't even want to do it anymore. I was just like, never mind, Singing in my room. I would sing at night and my family would watch a movie or hang out with each other. I didn't. I would go upstairs and I would start singing, writing, doing all kinds of stuff in my room, playing dress up, all kinds of stuff. But those nights of me singing, and I would come back downstairs, right, and get a drink of water or something because I was taking a break. But what I would hear from people in the home, they would say that sounded awful, that don't sing that one again. Like certain things like that. So this is an example as well that you can't let certain things like that from your childhood affect who you are now. So it did in a way, but I let it happen. So I'm not blaming anyone. I let it happen to where it went as far as I was afraid to speak up. I was not afraid to sing, though. I kept singing, so that was good. But I was a little bit afraid to speak up or speak my opinion or how I truly felt. I was more of a people pleaser. I was just, okay, I'm just going to be super nice to someone so that they just don't get mad at me. Or they don't, that's a trauma response. So that's something that I've had to work on even as an adult in relationships. So this is just a little bit of an example, kind of using myself here. But anyway, so I definitely have been afraid of judgment. I am definitely someone, I started the YouTube channel ARCANA Shores in 2021. Horribly the first time. So it was awful. So remember, I was out on my back patio the first time I had a different laptop. It really wasn't a great quality. So I went outside and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And the boyfriend I had at the time said, yeah, do it. And he actually helped me think of ARCANA Shores, the name, which that was pretty cool. But he's like, yeah, try it, go do it, you know. But I did it. I did a 5-minute video and I hated it. I hated how I looked. I criticized everything about how I looked, how I sounded. I called myself dumb. I said, there's no way. This is stupid. I'm going to suck. No one's going to watch it. And then they're going to bash me and say all these kinds of things. So it took another maybe a month or two later. I was listening to, I referred to him a lot, actually, to you guys. Rich Locke, a great tarot reader out there, a guy. He's awesome. You could look him up, Rich Locke. You probably already know who he is. But he was doing these little morning shows of him just talking, kind of like this, just opening up. And he said, word for word, anyone out there who, I don't know why, but anyone out there, why I'm saying this, that wants to start a podcast and you don't feel like you can do it, you think everything should be perfect first, just do it. Hurry up and do it. What are you waiting for? But then he went into deeper things and I was just overwhelmed with like, wow, I can do this, you know, and I really looked up to him. I still do. He's awesome. Tells it like it is. No, he doesn't sugarcoat anything, and I love that. But when he said that, I really got the courage to do it. And that night, actually, later the day and into the night, I did my first video, and ARCANA Shores was made. And I remember branding the whole YouTube channel, the face part, you know, where you put your little profile picture, all of it. And that was when it happened. And so if guys, anyone out there, I'm going to be him for a second. Anyone out there who wants to start and you're too afraid to start because you don't feel like you have a voice or you don't feel like your opinion matters, you're wrong. Totally wrong. We are all here to help each other. And I know you know that. So anyone who's too afraid, please do it. I even have my other microphone. I'm thinking about giving that away, actually. So you guys, we're going to do a big giveaway. I want to help as many people. If you guys want to start a podcast, if you want to learn the ins and outs and how to set up a YouTube channel, I will help you. But anyways, we're going to move further with this, but that's a little bit of an inside personal story there from yours truly. But anyway, but yeah, there's a little journal prompt for you. So that's something important to think about. If anything like that happened to you as a child, that could be why you may struggle to find your voice. It's an acceptance of yourself. So finally, right, through this journey, you guys have all pretty much seen it. Finally, I mean, doing videos every day, working with amazing people as well. You guys have seen me on Beyond Mystic. I mean, amazing people. Tarot by Janine gave me the shout out, and then it's just all kind of just blossomed, right? And I don't know if you all know the story, but I said it on my first original channel. It was 2 weeks before March 9th, 2 weeks before that March 9th shout out, I saw a rainbow when I was digging for coins in my car. I was a pet groomer at the time, but the channel was already kind of happening, right? Me and my brother did a few shows. We only did like a few before the shout out. And digging for coins in my car to fill up the gas. But while I was filling up the gas, I saw a rainbow, and I heard the word abundance, and I heard the word, you know, new beginnings, and then I looked up spiritual meaning of a rainbow, and 2 weeks later, the shout out, and everything just changed from there. And it's in my astrology too, which it's pretty trippy, but cool. So that's a little insider as well. But finding your voice and then believing in yourself. That's the only way that you can do it all. Do anything you want. Doesn't matter what it is, you know, whatever kind of career you want. Validation, I forgot to hit on that, but you don't need a validation from anybody but yourself. You're only in competition with yourself. So you don't need any validation from anyone. Especially those of you single girls out there or guys. I actually told somebody off yesterday because he wanted a weird thing, you know, between me. Not really a dating situation, but something very strange. And I'm just like, no, I don't need the validation and I don't need anything from you. So no. And I blocked them. But just remember that even in relationships, jobs, friends, whatever it is, you don't need anybody's validation. Not at all. And then let's talk about the rescuer. Okay, the rescuer, learning not to rush in and try to save or help people. So I'm not saying to not help people. Of course, help people if you can. If you're in the good standing to help someone, of course, we always want to help people. But what I'm talking about is like a situation of someone that, what's a good example? How about, okay, here's one. Like, because I know a lot of stories because I do all these readings. So here's one. How about someone that won't work, lives at home, and the parents are like, geez, when is he going to move out? When is this guy going to move out? But they keep giving him money. They keep feeding him money. They keep giving him everything he wants. Why? He's not going to have any incentive to leave. So I know that there's quite a few of these situations out there. But anyways, you are being in that mode. It's a trauma response as well, rescuer, people pleaser response. Comes from way back in your past of people pleasing to your parents, parent pleasing, that's called. So that's where it stems from usually. When you find parents, friends, lovers, whatever it may be, thinking that you can save someone, thinking that you can fix someone, you know. So you want the person to figure it out on their own, but it all comes back from your childhood. It truly does. So that's really the point here. But you end up abandoning yourself when you go above and beyond for others, you know. And then here's another one. I'm just showing you guys what's in my journal. So I'm sorry if this is this okay, you guys? All right, here we go. So narcissists, bullies, controllers, they're all hurt and unhealed. All right, so that's something you have to remember. So that took me a little bit, but you know what really helped me? Starting the YouTube channel. Because you guys, you didn't see it. I hope you didn't see it. When I first started, the first few videos, the first few months, I'd say, I was solo at this time. So I was just doing videos on all the signs, cryptos as well. Just straight up tarot on each sign. But leaving these crazy, and it was all bashings. They were just picking on me from everything, from the hair, the eye makeup, because I was wearing a lot of makeup because I was trying to hide because I wasn't confident yet. So I was wearing a ton of eyeliner and the false lashes, all of it. Why not? So I did, but tons, like too much. It was too much, and I get it. But what they said was so mean, so bad. But I'm glad I went through that because it just showed me, how many of them are out there. But it also toughened me up. And eventually I was able to see that, like, okay, I could see why they said that, but they shouldn't have said it that way. They were definitely attacking. They were bullies. There's a lot of bad energy there, you know, people just attacking, and they do that. They don't really do it anymore, but if they do, I just get rid of it. But they are hurt. They are unhealed. They are, they have a lack of confidence. They're not doing a video. But anyways, that's kind of where that comes from. But even in your personal lives, if you're in a relationship and your significant other is picking on you, it's something that they're hurt. There's something that they're hurt with, something within themselves. It's not you. So don't ever take it that way. And that's something we forget, right? We just jump. We get angry at first. We get really hurt. We're like, wow, does he really think that? Does she really think that? Usually no. Usually not at all. Usually it's just because it's their inner reflection. It's something that they feel about themselves. It's kind of sad. But I don't feel sorry for them because they need to heal themselves. So projecting onto others is what that's called. It soothes their ego, especially if you fight it, if you fight with them. They love, like, their ego it's feeding the fire. And it makes them feel very powerful. So it's going to make a narcissist feel very powerful. This can go, here's an example, because I'm hearing controlling parent is coming in. So controlling parent also, they may not be aware, because a lot of generations, especially going way back, They weren't aware of inner work and spirituality and all this. I don't think they were. Otherwise, they would have been healed. So controlling parents, they pick on, let's say, a daughter, a son, saying, I'm sure a lot of you have. I've been called fat. I've been called ugly. I've been called every name in the book. So, and coming from someone that you love, or someone that's, a coach to you, a mentor, a parent, like, that's huge. So when it comes from them as a child, and we're little, we're younger, we haven't experienced life yet, we haven't left home yet. So we're like, wow, what was that? Like, when I was little, someone called me a slut. And I'm like, I had to ask my brother, I'm like, what is she talking about? I haven't even had a boyfriend yet. What is she talking about? And I was little. I was clean. And then we were just cleaning the floors, like, just be quiet and clean. So that's what was happening. So it's just like, what? So, but you have to remember that it's coming out of anger. It's coming out of hurt, coming out of pain. I don't believe that person really thought that of me. But at the time, I was freaking out. Like, what? So ego, we don't want to feed it. We don't want to feed anybody's ego, especially our own. But yeah, especially a narcissist. We don't want to mess with that. But anyway, here's a big reminder. Let's shift gears into something more pleasant. I have a stone here as well with this saying, and I don't see it here. I don't know where it went. But it's about love. Love is truly unconditional, real love. Okay, it's not anything else. It really isn't. It's definitely not sex or anything like that. That's intimacy, of course, and closeness, but it's not ultimately love. Love is purely unconditional. I wish I had I have a little plaque here that has my favorite saying on it, and I don't know where it is. Darn. But anyways, it's love is unconditional, love is kind, love is patient. Okay, love is non-judgmental. Anyway, codependency is manipulation. Now, most relationships, and I have the percentage here, hopefully it's a true fact. I believe it to be true because I see it so often. 98% though of the population, at least once in their life, which I think a lot more than once in our lives, we go through a relationship or a series of relationships that are based on codependency. So people getting together because they're lonely, because they want validation, they want to feel needed, they want to feel like they matter to someone, but what they're forgetting is themselves. They're abandoning themselves. If they would see their self-worth and their love in themselves and value, and they don't need anybody. They need to give themselves unconditional love in order to find that unconditional love from a good person, solid person that's healed. Because only really healed people, two people coming together that are healed, that know how to love unconditionally, they can have everlasting, solid love. So a lot of the marriages out there that have lasted many, many years, that's what they have. It's a base. It's a foundation. That's what this world right now, these youngsters, I'll say, because I'm not really that young anymore. The youngsters out there, they're forgetting. They don't even know. They have no idea how to build a foundation of a friendship based on love, of course, unconditional love, but it's a love of like inspiration, like to inspire each other, look up to each other, have each other's backs, like basically be a ride or die for someone else before intimacy. But they don't even know. They're just jumping right into it, and they have no idea. That's what it looks like, especially on social media. But you guys know that. Yes, quadrupler. Wow, you kind of just read my mind. The worst thing is when you have a narcissist with social media. Yeah, and that's what I was talking about too, about those bullies, back in the day, 2021, when I started the first Arcana Shores. Yeah, that's what was happening, and I was freaked out, but it, built me stronger for sure. Lisa Victoria's in the house. Cute, galactic, angelic fairies. I believe in them. They're around us. Tony, your mom calls you a whore when you were a virgin. I know. What's up with that? I know. I was like, I was flipped out. I was flipping out. I'm like, Jason, like, why? What does she mean? But I don't believe our moms meant it. They didn't. They were just mad. I don't know. But now it's funny. But then I was very hurt. Let's see what else is going on. Sorry, I was going on a little long. Now it's at 34 minutes. Let's see what else is out there. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys want to ask anything? Yeah, my crystal ball quad rippler, there, that's the obsidian one. That one is always going to be dark. This one is crystal, clear quartz crystal with glass. So it's a hybrid. But yeah, that's why that one's dark. It looks very dark because it's black. It's beautiful. Let's see. I love this buckshot. Forget about it. The New York thing. I love it. I love New York too. And I'm going there, you guys. December 16th and 17th. Trump International in Manhattan. I will be there. I'd love to see some of you. I know there's a couple of you interested, so I'm excited to meet you. Let's see what else is out there. Any questions, throw them in the chat now so we can kind of wrap up the show here. Tony, we have more input from Tony. She tried to shame me to keep my legs together. Oh, yeah, definitely trying to shame you. Pharaoh of Wands. I knew I found my love the first moment I saw her. Oh, that's so sweet. So Pharaoh of Wands, you guys, yes, it's a guy. Obviously, Pharaoh of Wands. Very sweet gentleman out there. I love to hear that. So sweet. Yes, so sweet. Raven's Wings 33. I got there are going to be arrests in October. Can you confirm? Oh, I would love that. It's almost, well, we got the eclipse October 2nd, so I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Is Trump live? Are you guys serious? Is he live right now? Let me know, and I'll put him on. We'll have a watch party. Let's take a look. Will there be live stream arrests? Any kind of arrest is fine, but live stream would be preferred. Let's just see what we get for the month of October 2024. Oh, wow. 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups is an absolutely a yes. Yes, definitely. Next, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I don't have to go any further. That is an absolute big yes. So October is where it's at. Beautiful. Thank you for your question, Raven's Wings, for sure. That's more of a morning show question, but hey, I'll take it. I love it. It's exciting. He is on. Hold on a second. Let me pull up. Let's check it out. Let's see. I don't know. I feel like Benny Johnson would be live with him right now too. I don't see Donald Trump live, but let's take a look at my little keyboard here. Is he live right now? I know he had a press conference today, but I didn't get to see it. Let's see, Trump live now. Is it a rally or something? What's going on? No, I don't think he is, guys. I don't think he is, but if you found him, let me know. Put the link in the chat. I don't think he is at the moment, but he did do a press conference today, and I got to watch it still before I go to bed. Check it out. Let's see this DJ. You've been through tons of abuse this lifetime. Hope that you've healed most of it. Not sure what I have left to heal. How does the universe think I'm doing? Aw. Well, I feel really good about your energy. Let's take a look. Let's see what we get and what comes through. Channeling. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, three of Swords is your healing, and then you're evolving. So, yeah, I think most of it you have. I feel like there's something around your mom. It's nothing too heavy, though. It's just something that needs to be healed with your mom. Something. That's what I heard. That's what's coming through. But this card was designed purposely for healing, evolving, conquering. So it looks like you've made it through the worst of the worst. There's just something that I feel, it came right through. It's about your mom. I don't know. You're very grounded, though. You've got this beautiful earth energy. You're at peace with yourself. So you've healed with yourself. It just might be a connection with her that there's something there. 8 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and then the evolving card. So you're doing really well. I would say most of it, yes. But as we go throughout life, we always will have healing to do. We're going to keep having reflections. That's hence the name of the show. You will keep having reflections of things that need to be healed throughout your lifetime. So it's awesome. It's beautiful. We keep getting stronger. Let's see what else is coming through. Looks like my mouse has frozen. Sorry guys. I have to use the other one. Let's see what else is coming in the chat, and then I'm gonna wrap this show up. Ricky Green, what are you talking about? Let's see. You were following a 20-something tarot card reader, and you just asked a question, and you got put in timeout. I was like, young people are sensitive to people asking questions. Oh man. Yeah, well, maybe if she's that young, maybe she's and I'm not defending her, but I'm just saying maybe she's just not sure what your intentions were or where you were going with something. Was it a political question? Was it about Trump? Maybe she didn't want to go there, you know? Let's see what else is out there. All right, my mouse is acting very strange, but here we go. I'm using the other one. All right, I don't see anything new out there, guys. So what I'm going to do is remind you guys to go to my website, arcanashores.net. If you guys would like a personal reading, you all know where to find me. And for anyone new on here, I do have express recorded readings available. And you will get that reading back before the date that you chose, because you will have to choose a date, but you'll get it back way before then. I'm already, for those of you that already ordered, I'm already at the end of October. So the end of October into November, that's where I am. Oh, it's not live. So Trump is not live at the moment. It's just a repeat on X. The news is in from Lisa Victoria. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to go and check out the Trump, what he did earlier today. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I'm going to plan the show for tomorrow morning, tonight, and go to bed. But anyways, you guys take care, and take care of yourselves and each other for sure. Have a good one. Bye.